Hey everyone, I'm Amber, and I am so excited to talk about something that is truly the heart and soul of how I teach. It's this idea of synergy, of working together. For me, education isn't something that just happens inside four walls. It's this living, breathing thing that grows when we build bridges between subjects, between people, and most importantly, between our school and the world outside. This right here, this is my guiding principle. For me, especially in my work at KJS, collaboration isn't just a buzzword or a strategy I use for a specific project. It's everything. It's the belief that when we partner up, we create these amazing, meaningful learning moments for our students. And honestly, it pushes us to become better educators too. So here's what we're going to walk through. We'll start with that core idea. Then we'll see how it ripples outward, first within my school, then out into our community. We'll also touch on how we grow as teachers through this. And finally, we'll look at the huge impact it all makes. Okay, so let's dig into that foundation. It's so important to get that this is more than just having students work in groups. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about teaching and learning. It's about breaking out of our isolated classrooms and realizing what's possible when we work together. So when I talk about collaboration, what am I really getting at? Well, for me, it's about being really intentional about building partnerships, both with my colleagues down the hall and with amazing people out in our community. And the goal is always a two-for-one: make learning stick for our students in a real way, and make sure that we as teachers are always learning and growing too. It's a total win-win. All right, let's talk about that first ripple, building bridges right inside KJH. This is where we get to tear down those old walls that have traditionally separated different subjects. One of the absolute most powerful things we do is connect career and technical education, CTE, with core classes like math, science, and English. Why is this such a game changer? Because it finally gives a real answer to that question every student asks: when am I ever going to use this? It shows them, clear as day, that these skills are all connected in the real world. So, how do we pull this off? Well, it's not by accident. It starts with my colleagues and me co-planning our lessons. From there, we share teaching strategies that we know work. But honestly, the magic really happens with project-based learning. I use this all the time in my Project Lead the Way courses. It lets my students dive into these complex problems where they have to use skills from a bunch of different classes all at once. And when we do this, our goals are super clear. We're aiming to create lessons that don't just check the box on academic standards, but actually get students excited to learn. We're focused on developing skills they will genuinely use out there. And most of all, we want to help them become awesome, creative problem solvers. So, once we've built those bridges inside the school, we take that collaborative energy and we kick the doors open. This is where learning gets really cool and unforgettable for my students. Okay, I've got the perfect example. I teach a class called Medical Detectives, which is all about the science of solving medical mysteries. Reading it in a book is one thing, but seeing it in action, that's something else entirely. So to make that happen, we connected with, our local fire departments. This partnership is just a fantastic example of what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, these abstract ideas we discuss in class have a face, a uniform, and a sense of real-world urgency that you just can't replicate with a textbook. I mean, the benefits are just huge. We have guest speakers who come in and tell my students what it's actually like on the front lines. They give these incredible insights into emergency response, and they see this immediate, tangible link between our classroom lessons and real careers in healthcare. It just makes the whole subject pop. And this isn't just for my science-heavy classes. This model works across the board. Take another one of my classes, App Creators. My students are learning how to code and design, but to make that feel real, they need to see where it leads. So we reached out to an amusement park. I know, it might sound a little out there for a coding class, but just think about it. It's this massive business that relies on technology for everything, from how the rides run, to marketing, to the app you use to buy tickets. Through this partnership, my students have this aha moment. They realize the code they're writing in my classroom is the exact same kind of tool used to run this huge, fun operation. It opens their eyes to career paths they'd never even thought of and lets them see technology working in a really dynamic way. Now, all this amazing collaboration, it's not just for the kids. It is absolutely crucial for us as teachers. We really have to walk the walk and work together if we want to keep getting better at what we do. So how do I try to foster that? Well, I actively team up with my amazing colleagues. Sometimes that means I'm in their classroom co-teaching with them, or maybe I'm modeling a new teaching strategy. But, the most important piece of the puzzle is building trust. We have to create a safe, supportive space where we all feel comfortable trying new things and growing together.
And that supportive vibe is what allows us to be really strategic in our professional learning communities, or PLCs. This is where we stop guessing and start using actual evidence to guide us. Every single decision we make about our teaching is driven by student data.
Our process is pretty straightforward, but it's really effective. We start by looking at student data together, as a team. That helps us zero in on exactly where our students need more support. Then we take action. We put specific, targeted teaching strategies into practice. And the end goal is always the same: better learning outcomes for every single student. So we've talked about collaboration in the classroom, in the community, and between us teachers. Let's pull it all together. What's the bottom line? Why does building this whole collaborative ecosystem really matter? Well, when you zoom out, you can see how it all works together to hit three huge goals. A big part of it is about making our teaching stronger and more effective, but it's just as much about supporting each other as educators and, of course, about getting our students ready for whatever comes next. And that right there is the ultimate goal. That's the why behind everything. The co-planning, the community partners, digging into the data, it all leads to this one singular point: giving our students the skills, the knowledge, and the confidence to crush it long after they've left KJS. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. It doesn't matter if you're a teacher, a parent, or just a member of the community. What hidden opportunities for partnership are waiting in your own backyard? What bridges can you help build to create some incredible learning experiences for the kids in your life? Thanks so much for listening.